All right, let's dive into something every online business grapples with, and that's email, right? Specifically, how to make those emails so good people actually want to open them, read them, and, well, not hit delete the second they see them.
Definitely a challenge for a lot of folks.
We're dissecting a post from blogwidow.com. It's called How to Create Valuable Email Content for Online Businesses. And it's got some pretty cool tips.
Oh yeah, Blog Widow always has good stuff. Practical.
So one thing they really hammer on is knowing your audience, which, okay, seems obvious, but it's got to be more than just like knowing their age or what city they live in.
Absolutely, it's much deeper than that. It's about really understanding what makes them tick. What are their pain points? What are they struggling with? What are their goals?
So how do we figure that out? Do we just like guess?
Well, you can start with some educated guesses based on your products or services, but Blog Widow actually recommends something pretty cool, surveying your audience directly.
Ooh, that's interesting. Like actually asking them, hey, what do you want to see from us?
Exactly. Imagine the insights you could get straight from the source. It's like having a direct line to what your audience really craves.
I love that. Okay, so we know our audience, their hopes, their dreams, their email opening habits. Now what?
This is where things get exciting. This is where you become the solution provider they've been searching for. Instead of just pushing your products or services, you position yourself as a valuable resource, someone who genuinely wants to help them solve their problems.
So like instead of just saying, hey, buy our stuff,
Yeah.
you're saying, hey, we understand your struggles and here's how we can help.
Precisely. It's a subtle but powerful shift. For example, let's say you sell gardening supplies. Instead of blasting out generic product ads, what if you send an email with a guide to, say, troubleshooting common tomato plant
Yeah,
problems?
that's smart. Suddenly you're not just a store, you're the tomato whisperer.
Exactly. You're building trust and credibility by genuinely addressing their challenges. People are much more likely to engage with content that feels helpful and relevant to their lives.
Okay, I'm getting this, but I can also see smaller businesses freaking out a bit. Like, I don't have time to create a whole separate email strategy for each individual person.
And you don't have to. Start by identifying the major pain points or interests within your audience and tailor your content accordingly. Even small steps towards providing valuable solutions can make a huge difference.
So it's about focusing on the biggest bang for your buck, so to speak.
Exactly. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Just start with what you know about your audience and go from there.
All right, so we've got the knowing your audience part down, and we're shifting from salesy to solution-oriented. What else does Blog Widow have up their sleeve?
Well, this one's a bit of a classic, but it's worth emphasizing. Personalization. And I don't just mean slapping their name at the top of the email.
We all know that trick. Come on, we're in the big leagues now.
Right. Think about referencing past interactions. Imagine you get an email that says, hey, we noticed you were checking out our new line of product category. Here's a special offer just for you.
Oh, that's sneaky good.
Yeah.
It feels so much more personal, like they're actually paying attention to what I'm interested in.
Exactly. That personal touch makes people feel seen and valued rather than just another name on a giant mailing list.
So it's not just about being friendly, it's about making them feel like they're part of something exclusive.
Which brings us to another point Blog Widow emphasizes. The lure of exclusivity. Who doesn't love feeling like they're in the in crowd?
Especially in a world where everyone's bombarded with information and offers 24/7.
Exactly. So think about offering early access to product launches, special discounts just for your email subscribers, maybe even a behind-the-scenes peek into your brand story.
Ooh, I like that. Make them feel like they're getting VIP access.
It's all about creating a sense of belonging and making those subscribers feel like they're getting something truly special. That's what drives engagement and loyalty.
So think about what unique perks your business can offer. What can you give your email subscribers that they can't get anywhere else? It doesn't have to be huge, it just has to feel valuable.
Right. Even small gestures can make a big difference.
Now let's be real for a sec. Our inboxes are a war zone. I mean, how do we make sure our carefully crafted, exclusive, personalized emails even get seen amidst all the noise?
Blog Widow is adamant about this, respecting the inbox. And a big part of that is clear, concise writing. No one wants to wade through a wall of text.
Bullet points, short paragraphs, strong calls to action. Make it easy to scan and digest the information quickly.
You got it. Imagine your emails being so well structured and engaging that people actually enjoy reading them.
Okay, I get that, but wouldn't that like take some of the personality out of the emails? I feel like a lot of brands really use their voice to stand out, you know?
Oh, for sure. Personality is super important, and you can definitely maintain that, even in concise writing.
So it's not about being boring. It's about being clear and concise while still staying true to your brand.
Exactly. Think witty subject lines, engaging visuals, and a conversational tone. You can pack a lot of personality into a small space.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it, even in a short and sweet email.
Right. You want to respect their time, but also grab their attention. It's a balancing act.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We're really getting into the nitty-gritty of crafting these awesome emails, but I think there's another layer here that's super important, and that's building credibility, right? Like, I can write the best email in the world, but if people don't trust me, it's not going to matter.
Absolutely. You need to establish yourself as a credible source, and that's where social proof comes in.
You mean like all those online reviews we obsessively read before buying anything?
Exactly. It's about showing, not just telling. Blog Widow recommends using testimonials, case studies, even user-generated content to show potential customers that others have had positive experiences with your brand.
So let your happy customers do the talking for you.
Exactly. People trust recommendations from others, even if they don't know them personally.
That makes total sense. I do the same thing. Okay, so we're building credibility, we're respecting the inbox. What else is on the email checklist?
Well, last but definitely not least, let's talk about visuals. Humans are visual creatures. We're drawn to images, infographics, even videos.
Right. And Blog Widow really stresses this. Using high-quality visuals to enhance your message and create a more engaging experience.
Exactly. Instead of a plain text email, imagine receiving a beautifully designed email that feels more like a curated experience. It's a huge difference.
Oh, for sure. Like, even if the content's the same, the visuals can make or break it.
Absolutely. But there's a balance. You don't want to go overboard. Too many visuals can be overwhelming, so make sure they complement your message, not distract from it.
So it's not about turning every email into a mini movie. It's about using visuals strategically to enhance the message and keep people engaged.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where visuals add value without stealing the show, right? You want it to feel cohesive and not like a visual overload.
Definitely. So all these tips are great, but it sounds like a lot of work. I can imagine people listening thinking, this is all well and good, but how do I know if it's actually working?
That's the key, isn't it? It's not enough to just create great content. You have to make sure it's actually resonating with your audience. And that's where testing and optimization come in.
So we're not just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Not exactly. Blog Widow is a big fan of something called A/B testing. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but honestly, I'm a little fuzzy on the details. Can you break it down for us?
Sure. In the simplest terms, A/B testing means comparing two versions of something to see which one performs better. For example, let's say you have two different subject lines for your email.
Okay, I'm following.
You send out version A to half your subscribers and version B to the other half. Then you track which one gets a higher open rate. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. So you're basically running a little experiment to see what grabs people's attention.
Exactly. And you can A/B test pretty much anything. Your subject lines, your calls to action, even the layout of your email. You can test different images, different colors, different fonts.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a lot of testing. Sounds a bit overwhelming, to be honest, especially for someone just starting out.
I hear you. It can be. But the key is to start small and focus on the elements that are most likely to impact your goals. Like if your open rates are low, maybe start by A/B testing different subject lines.
So prioritize, don't try to boil the ocean.
Exactly. You don't have to test everything all at once. Start with the low-hanging fruit and build from there.
All right, I like that approach. So we're gathering all this data from our A/B testing. What do we do with it?
This is where it gets really cool. You use that data to refine your email strategy. The more you test, the more you learn about your audience and what they respond to. It's like a feedback loop.
So we're constantly learning and adapting based on what the data tells us.
Exactly. It's not a one-and-done thing. It's an ongoing process.
This is kind of blowing my mind. It's like having a cheat code for email marketing, but instead of a cheat code, it's data.
That's a great way to put it. It takes the guesswork out of the equation. Instead of wondering what your audience wants, you can actually see what they're responding to.
All right, so just to recap, we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about understanding your audience, becoming the solution provider they need, personalizing the experience, offering exclusive content, and now testing and optimization.
And we've also talked about respecting the inbox, using social proof, and incorporating visuals to enhance the message.
Wow, we've really covered it all, haven't we?
We have, and I think the key takeaway here is that email marketing isn't just about blasting out promotions anymore. It's about building genuine relationships and providing real value to your subscribers.
It's about connecting with them on a human level.
Right, exactly. It's about treating them like individuals, not just numbers on a list.
So it's not just about the technical stuff. It's about the energy and intention behind it.
Absolutely. The why behind your email matters just as much as the what.
Okay, I'm really digging this. So you mentioned earlier that there's more to a great email than just the technical stuff. Tell me more about this intention thing. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like, what's the vibe, What are we putting out there?
Totally. It's about remembering there's a real person on the other side of that screen reading your email.
Not just some, like, robot opening every message.
Right, someone with their own life, their own interests, their own problems they're trying to solve.
And hopefully our email can help them with that, even in a small way.
Exactly. So when you're crafting your emails, think about it like you're having a conversation with a friend. Would you try to hard sell them on something they don't need?
Probably not, unless I wanted to lose that friend pretty quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you would share something you think they genuinely find interesting or helpful, right?
Oh, for sure. It's like that feeling when you find the perfect gift for someone and you just know they're going to love it.
That's the energy we want to bring to our email marketing. It's about genuine enthusiasm and a desire to provide value. Okay, I'm feeling this. But practically speaking, how do we make sure that intention comes through in our emails?
It starts with being really clear about your why. Why are you sending this email? What do you hope to achieve?
So, like, if my only goal is to make a sale, that's probably not going to be very inspiring.
It might come across as a bit pushy, yeah. But if you're genuinely excited to share something valuable, something you believe will truly benefit your audience, that passion will shine through.
So it's not just about the words, it's about the feeling behind the words.
Exactly. It's like, think about the emails you personally love getting. What makes them stand out?
I love emails that teach me something new, or give me different perspective on things, or even just make me laugh.
Right. And those are the kinds of emails people remember, the ones that make them feel something.
So we want our emails to feel like they were written just for that one person reading them, even if we're sending them to thousands of people.
That's the magic of personalization. And it doesn't have to be super complicated. It could be as simple as referencing a past purchase or acknowledging something they mentioned in a previous email.
Oh, I see what you mean. Those little touches make it feel so much more human.
Exactly. It shows you're paying attention, that you care about more than just making a sale.
Okay, so we're bringing the good vibes, we're personalizing the experience, we're offering genuine value. What else should we keep in mind as we craft these email masterpieces?
Don't forget about all the awesome tactical stuff we talked about earlier. Understanding your audience, segmenting your list, A/B testing, using visuals strategically. All of that plays a role in creating a truly engaging email experience.
Right, so it's like we're layering all these elements together to create something really special.
Exactly. It's not just about one thing. It's about the whole package. The content, the design, the tone, the intention. It all works together to create an email people will actually want to read.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think the biggest takeaway is that email marketing has evolved. It's not just about shouting your message from the rooftops anymore. It's about building genuine connections and providing real value to your subscribers.
It's about creating an experience they'll actually enjoy.
Exactly. And when you do that, you'll see the results in your open rates, your click-through rates, and ultimately, your bottom line.
So go forth, email marketers, and create some magic.
And remember, have fun with it. Email marketing can be a really powerful tool when you use it with intention and heart.
That's a great note to end on. Until next time, happy emailing.